Welcome to Align Trading, going over today's SPY recap and live analysis. So first thing that I explained in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for the purple buying continuation as we had this gap up from the jobs data, and unless we saw, like I showed here, some reason to head down, then we can continue moving up within the purple and then seeing this yellow and blue controlled selling that you can see right here as we continued grinding higher throughout the day, still within this purple buying continuation. And with this purple buying continuation, you can see how we are continuing to form this cup right here. And now, right, we are looking for this right here, and we can see continuation. I will go over this more later, but we will now go to the 1 minute chart. So now here on the 1 minute chart, going over the microstructure and the trades taken here in the morning, you can see we start off with this chop right here as usual. And the reason I say as usual is because I was mentioning today in the Discord how, if you notice, for the first hour every single morning this week, we have had chop, and then about an hour in, we start moving higher. So I'm going to show you a few examples right here again. So in the morning, we have this chop right here, and about an hour later, you can see 10:30, we start moving higher. Now, once again, right here, you see in the morning, we have this 1 hour of chop, and then here at 10:30, we start moving higher, and from there, you see the blue and yellow continuing on the way up. Same thing right here, blue and yellow on the way up. And today, the same thing will be occurring with the blue and yellow on the way up. So if these doodles, right, look silly, I mean, I just showed you 3 days worth. It's the same thing. And I'm not into superstitions or anything. An hour this, an hour that on this candle. No, none of that. But it's just something to pay attention to, as I mean, it's repeated the last 3 days, same thing. And you also have to understand that we are in the same blue and yellow controlled selling as we are moving up within this purple. So you can see right here, we are within this yellow and blue as we continue moving higher. Same thing right here. You can see how we are continuing to move higher. So now back to today. So you can see in the morning, we have this blue and yellow controlled selling right here. So this could have been a trade right there, you see, for this first move up. And then you could have taken it on the way down off of this head and shoulder right here. You can see that move down, and we closed this inverse cup right here. Now this is where a lot of people made, mistakes. If you shorted right here, you have to understand that with this handle, you need to see this close below right here. And if you don't see that, then there is going to be no continuation. You can see how we hold that support right there and are unable to. And you also see how we are still within this blue right here. And again, this yellow controlled selling for this inverse head and shoulder. And with this failed inverse cup and handle, this is a clue. One of my members just sent me a thing, and you can see how he was saying this is what he identified today, which was his clue that we were heading up with this inverse head and shoulder, as well as this cup and handle you can see right there. Now from there, you continue to see this blue and yellow right along the way, and inverse head and shoulder right there. You could have taken this inverse head and shoulder as well. And once again, right here on the way up, another inverse head and shoulder for this move right here. Now, I explained right here that if you want to be shorting this, you must see the inverse cup close and us grab the liquidity off these shoulders right here if we do want to head down. And you can see there is no inverse cup close right there. We don't even close it to this level, and from there try and head down like that. You continue to see this blue and yellow working right here, and once again another inverse head and shoulder right there for this cup and handle once again. This right here was my final trade of the day. I had been scalping this on the way up right here, but you can see that these are not that strong of structures. They are just more of scalps right here with these inverse head and shoulders. But right here, we finally got a stronger one, and I explained how I took it right here, my first add, and then I added again right here at 1140, and from there took the trade up to this cup and called it a day right there. However, I continue to explain. You can be watching for this handle right here, and you can see how we form it with this inverse head and shoulder once again. And there's another entry right there, and you could have taken that trade to that 552.50 level. Now, before this move up right here, I explained that if you were looking to short this because of this white tapering, we needed to see this close right here at least, and from there grab that shoulder and continue heading down, closing the inverse cup on the way. But once again, you see the blue and yellow continuing right here with this cup and that handle for a very nice trade to the upside. Now, after reaching that 552.50, like I explained, you have to be watching for, once again, the blue and the yellow right here. And if we want to form this, be watching for us to hold that 552.50 and get that continuation. Otherwise, we can see this head and shoulder starting to form right here along with this inverse cup, right? So we form this inverse cup down to the white level, but once again, we lack this handle right here, and we never get that close below. We come close right here. You can see we close once again, almost another inverse cup, but this handle right here, there is no reason to short it. We never get back below this level. And from there, you see how this blue and yellow controlled selling once again gives us this inverse head and shoulder breakout right here, as well as this cup. And you can see this handle right here with this inverse head and shoulder. And there is your move once again. Now, here at the end of the day, if you were still trading this choppy stuff, I explained you could be watching for this to be forming right here and grabbing this liquidity on the way down. But once again, you see we never formed that, or an inverse cup like this. We never got anything like that. And the breakout here was limited. There was not much, very hard to get this entry. But now it is time for me to go over what to be watching tomorrow. It is OPEX, so do keep that in mind. But you can see right here that there is a possible tapering going on. And if we do want to form something like this, watch for the inverse cup to close. And once again, this right here. And if we do want to head down, or say there was a dump, right, we have this liquidity right here. Now to the upside, be paying attention to this 555 level right here. If we do continue to see the purple buying continuation and the blue and yellow controlled selling within it. So if we did want to form something like this to continue higher, or say there was a small gap up in the morning and we form something like that, and from there maybe we get this rejection, right? If we reach that 555, we will have all of this liquidity here if there is a dump like that. Now here on the daily chart, you can see how we are back above both of these moving averages like I was explaining yesterday, and you can see this 5 is now crossing back above this 20, right? When the 5 crosses back above the 20, we can see this uptrend, and from there that target will be this upper Bollinger Band. So do not count this out. Do not count that 555 has to be where it rejects, right? You just have to play what the market is giving you and the structure is saying. So be watching that. But if we do get some sort of pullback to the 5 and the 20-day moving average here, and then from there continue the uptrend, that would be ideal. And if we are to head back down, you will see these 5 and 20-day moving averages become some sort of resistance. So if we did see something like that, that will wrap up the video. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see members in the morning.